Welcome back to another episode of yours truly, Trisha.
And Emil.
No, Trisha. Today we are talking about growing up as a Filipino-Canadian family. Okay, so why don't we just start with sharing some experiences?
I've got a great experience.
Mine didn't start till later in life, I guess.
Mine was, I think, a unique experience for Filipino-Canadians. I think was eating rice for pretty much almost every meal of the day, but specifically for breakfast. So like my mom would wake up super early and make like a garlic fried rice. Every morning with egg and some type of protein. Be bacon, sausage.
Egg.
Well, yeah, obviously there's the garlic fried rice, there's the egg, and the other protein, right? So, and it was like that all the time. And I didn't even know what cereal was in terms of like as a breakfast. It was always an after school meal for me. I would eat like 3 or 4 bowls of like Rice Krispies or Special K or something like that, but only after, because I thought like eating a cold breakfast was just like it was so foreign to me. Until like I was in grade 8 and I went on an overnight trip.
Okay.
And I was billeted in Indiana, and this guy comes, and I was with this guy, and he was like, you know, here's breakfast, and he brought down like 4 big boxes of cereal, and I was like, in my head, I was like, where's your mom cooking rice and stuff and whatever, and he was just like, yeah, this is it, and I was like. And so I went for these soccer piece games, and we were playing Indiana and against Scarborough, basically. And I was like, this guy's trying to sabotage me. Like, I won't have any energy for the game. And literally, it was an eye-opening, because I was like, is this what people eat?
I did not eat rice for breakfast, ever, until I married you. Really?
I cook rice, not all the time.
I didn't grow up like that. My mom was married to a white Canadian, and we lived in Uxbridge, just outside of Uxbridge, in a small town called Sunderland. I'd wake up every morning. We'd have oatmeal. Actually, I'd have toast or bagels and cream cheese.
You, at what age was that?
I mean, they were together when I was 3.
Okay, so you don't remember anything 3 and under?
No.
What you ate? She probably ate rice.
Anyway, that was,
life.
And then after marrying you and getting together with you, we have more Filipino traditions in our home. I mean, our girls definitely have. Actually, so even living in Uxbridge, and not being around a lot of Filipino traditions, we didn't eat a lot of Filipino food. I still don't understand a lot of Tagalog. But I was still very close with my cousins, and we did a lot of the traditions that way. So I would still have all the big family parties, but I would end up staying overnight with them because we live so far.
What I found funny when I first met her was that she was like, I don't have a rice cooker. And I'm like, so how do you cook your rice? And she was like, on the stove. And I was like, how do you do that? It was like impossible. I'm like, what? What are you talking about? Cook rice on a stove? And I was like,
now we have a rice cooker.
Like Uncle Ben's rice or something like that? And I was just like, I was right over mad. I was like, I don't know what you're talking about.
Well, we didn't eat a lot of Filipino food, and I didn't eat a lot of rice. Like, we had a lot of steak and potatoes.
I don't think I ate potatoes when I was young. It was just rice.
But at family parties, that's when I would see my cousins, and I would eat. I would be.
No, you wouldn't eat.
No, I wouldn't.
No, you wouldn't eat anything. Like Filipino food is like.
No, I do eat it. I do eat it.
Pork and whatever. And you didn't eat pork.
You know what? My okay, hold on. Rewind. You didn't go to the Philippines, but apparently my mom took me to the Philippines when I was 6 months old. But
she says this story all the time about, I went when I was 6 months old and I got so sick, I had to go to hospital and stuff and whatever.
Yeah, and then they flew me back. She has no clue what you. I don't know what happened. But
so you're telling me in the Philippines when you were there, you were eating bagels and stuff?
No, I was a baby. I'm just saying that
6 months old.
I was, so I went to the Philippines before you, basically, is what I'm saying. But then we went together.
We did, yeah.
And
right before Harper was born,
cool experience. And I think now I've reconnected more with my Filipino roots because of you. and your family? Like Emil grew up in a very traditional Filipino home. His parents were very much into the church and cooking
like,
Filipino food.
Like if
Every
you
day, all
walk
day.
in,
You walk in, there's like a Santo Nino.
there's statues of like the Blessed Virgin Mary and this
I didn't have that
saint,
in my house.
this Filipino saint, Saint Lorenzo Rui, I think his name's. And we used to do the rosary all the time, and like
His mom would make me do the rosary, but I didn't really know how.
she didn't even know how to say these prayers, and it was like she would mumble it like.
No, I knew how to pray. I never had to do like prayer groups with my family.
Oh, we used to do that all the time. That's very Filipino too, as well. Prayer groups.
I didn't have that. I went to a Catholic school, but I didn't go to church as often as you did. Emil was an altar boy. I don't know.
I was altar boy for one day. I went through the training, and then I think I did one church session, and then I was scared I was going to drop the wine and or the hosts, and like the priest would get mad at me, so I stopped. I was like, no way. I got nervous up there.
But let's focus on today. So today, having the girls, it's important for us to, keep the Filipino traditions alive, and we try.
I try because
He cooks.
I cook mainly
So they know a lot of
dishes.
Filipino food.
Yes.
I don't eat a lot of them, just because I don't really eat pork. Actually, I don't eat pork.
Yeah, but I cook chicken dishes.
Or he'll make some dishes, but make them like with fish.
Fish, veggie, or with chicken.
So I'll eat that, and so he keeps the Filipino tradition alive, and we use some phrases with them, so they know some words.
Yes, I think it was cute. I think Noah was like interchanging words. So for armpit, it's in Tagalog, it's called kili kili, and she said something like
She doesn't know.
she didn't know if that was English and or Filipino. So she was like, yeah, the kili kili or something like that, and I was like, no, you can't say that.
Not that she can't say it. You're just saying.
No one's gonna understand.
Yeah.
And she was like, what? And she was
She
just.
didn't know.
It was just right over her head, but it was so cute because she was just
And they actually have a lot of questions about Filipino traditions. And actually, Noah wants us to go into her class
just so cool.
to share some of our Filipino traditions. What else? We do plan to take them to the Philippines one day, hopefully in the next couple of years, because we want them to experience the Philippines. We just went again, as I mentioned, it's like 10
right
or
before
12 years ago, 11
years.
years ago, and it was the best. And I hope that we can do that same trip with the girls. And
It was amazing, but it was definitely not what I thought it would be. Like I thought it was going to.
but I think the girls would really appreciate that, and they would kind of have a better view on where their roots are.
Yeah.
And,
I like I remember on that Filipino trip, like kids in the street, like walking around, like, kids as young as Noah or younger, and they're out late and they're just like walking around. I was like, oh my God, where are these kids' parents and stuff? And like, but like they were just out playing and stuff and whatnot. But like, I'd love to see, because I know when Noah sees kids, they're like, oh, where's their mommy and daddy? And like, I'd love for her to see like these kids who are like still happy, but are living like below the poverty line, like, and it's just like, but they're happy, they're playing and stuff and whatnot. But it's just, I don't know. I always like,
they'll experience that, and we also they do enjoy like when we go to the Filipino market they like enjoy looking at all the different kinds of food.
Totally.
Noah has she has a thing for ube ice cream. That's her thing right now.
This is purple ice cream, it's like a yam type thing, right?
Yeah, and she loves it. And we take her to, where do we go? FV Foods.
Yeah, in Scarborough.
To get pandesal. Harper loves it. I mean, they get it. I mean, they're starting to really.
I think Noah used to eat chicken adobo, which is like
on repeat
every other day, and now she stopped eating it because I don't know what happened, but Harper, she's on the sinigang train. That's Filipino right there. So she loves that.
So we'll continue. I mean, obviously, I think we could do maybe a better job, and that might happen after they visit. And I think that will be the key once they visit.
A lot more questions will come up after their visit, and maybe
one day we'll visit my parents who are retired there now, and they can That'll be a really cool experience. Yeah.
Yeah.
So we're doing our best, and we're gonna do better.
As a second generation Filipino, I think we're doing our best.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it's definitely harder for me because I started later, I guess.
Right.
Yeah. But anyways, yeah, that's our story.
Yeah.
I hope you enjoyed that. Thank you for listening, and we'll see you on the next episode.
Bye.